Thank you so much for attending my presentation on why Blastoise is a neglected child. And first off, let's talk about Blastoise's base form. While its stats are mediocre at best, that's true for most Gen 1 Pokemon, and it was thankfully given enough unique traits to have a strong presence in the early years. It was outclassed in the first generation by other water types like Slowbro and Starmie and fell to RU, but after that, Blastoise became a solid fringe pick. It was eclipsed to shit during the next three iterations of overuse due to the presence of Fortress, but access to the relatively uncommon Rapid Spin kept it in UU as a hazard remover. With each Kanto starter struggling to keep up, Game Freak decided that this would be the perfect time to give them a buff in the form of Dream World abilities. Venusaur got Chlorophyll, doubling its speed in the sun and landing it in OU. Charizard got a nice boost to its already solid 109 special attack when in Harsh Sunlight through Solar Power, and Blastoise got fucking Rain Dish. Sure, it's not terrible, but why was this the pick? What were they expecting to happen? Game Freak's dipshit bouncing couldn't have come at a worse time. Their first foray into extreme min-maxing left Blastoise in the dust, and this joke of an ability sure didn't help. If it had something real like Water Absorb, it could likely find a place similar to tier stable Jellicent, but it just wasn't meant to be. As if the Kanto trio didn't get enough love before, the introduction of Mega Evolutions gave them new life in OU. Venusaur got boosted stats all around and thick fat, eliminating two of its worst weaknesses and giving it a place in all kinds of stall and balance teams. Charizard was the benefit of some of the most blatant favoritism I've ever seen, gaining two separate new evolutions, each amazing in their own right. The X-Form gained Tough Claws in the Dragon typing, letting it threaten sweeps with Outrage and Flare Blitz after a single boost. The Y-Form got fucking Drought, letting it enable itself and some Pokemon like, oh hey, Venusaur. Blastoise is left with scraps, though. Its new form fixed none of its problems. It was still slow, it still lacked instant recovery, and still didn't have any kind of boosting move aside from the buffed Rapid Spin. While Mega Launcher is an upgrade ability-wise, it can't hold a fucking candle to what the other two got. Its Mega Form would eventually drop to RU, and in Power Creep Gen 7, it would never have a large impact on overused. Good news, Blastoise fans. Game Freak finally realized that giving all the starters radically different and completely imbalanced traits was dumb as hell. Bad news, it was way too late. Each received the Gigantamax form, this time with very similar signature moves, and unfortunately this only helped the rich get richer. The other two would get solid results in the legendary dominated 2022 World Championships on Sun teams, but Blastoise is left snorting crack in the London bathrooms. It did gain access to the deadly setup move Shell Smash, but was only able to carve out a small niche before falling out of favor once Kyogre returned. In conclusion, Blastoise has had one of the most unfortunate careers in Pokemon history. For a Generation 1 starter, you'd think that Game Freak would give it more attention, but sadly it's fallen by the wayside. Thank you so much for watching.